right, guys, let's go ahead and hop into this. So, Bobby Green / King Green versus Mauricio Ruffy. I'll start with Bobby, King Bobby. I could see this being his last fight in the UFC. I mean, I think we're 38 at this point. I definitely don't hold anything against him for the loss to Patty. But he's taken some nasty knockouts. Has had a good career. It's kind of been a roller coaster. Has taken some rough knockouts. If you guys remember the Jalen Turner knockout, brutal. I don't remember who was reffing that fight, but let it go way too long. Bobby, King Bobby is definitely on the back end of his career. Now, with that said, dude can do some damage. When he fought Jim Miller, who was also at the end of his career, he absolutely pieced that man up. And what makes Green, I think, a tough fighter stylistically is just those low hands, man. Just like MVP. You know, it's really hard to read when and where his punches are, when they're coming and where they're coming from. But with Mauricio Ruffy, who, by the way, if you haven't seen him fight, watch when he comes out and tell me he doesn't look exactly like Conor McGregor in his stance, footwork, putting the way he puts his lead hand out. It looks identical to Conor McGregor. Whether he's trying to or not, it cannot be denied. But he also kind of fights like him, and he's an absolute sniper. So, although Green, his punches are hard to see coming, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think Ruffy's going to get overwhelmed or feel overwhelmed at any point. I think he's going to be very poised because that's usually how he fights, versus Green, who usually does a lot of talking in the midst of a fight. I don't think he's going to get in Mauricio's head. And I think once King Bobby has to start really throwing some hands, I think Ruffy will be waiting for the big counter shot. So, to me, again, this fight didn't make a lot of sense, but Uncle Dana says he sells oh shit moments for a living, and this fight should have one, if not several of them. So, official prediction, I'm definitely taking Ruffy. I also don't see this going to the distance any way, shape, or form. I'll put every one of my picks up Thursday night. I usually like to see how the spreads change and place my bets before I throw them out there to everybody else. But I've been very fortunate the last couple of years. I've made some money. I love MMA. I also love making money off of it. So therefore, I thought, well, I'll help some other people do the same. So you'll never see me with on a computer or anything written down or any of that kind of stuff. I legitimately research the fights and the fighters because I'm putting legitimate money on it. So I want you guys to win because that means that I won. But yeah, give me Ruffy, and I'm calling it now. This is King Green's last fight in the UFC, and hopefully his last fight, period. He's had a good career. It's time to hang it up.